Not yet, not yet. Easy. It's coming, I promise. I promise. All right. Well, with that, it makes it easier. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for coming. Please be seated. On behalf of Eric and Elizabeth, we'd like to thank you all. On behalf of Eric and Elizabeth, thank you all for coming today. They know that a lot of you traveled far and made arrangements for your kids and also for your pets to come here, and they are very thankful for that, and they are very grateful to have you guys here today. For any of you that do not know me, so that would probably be most of the people over here, my name is Reverend Brendan Crowley. That's right, Reverend. That's right, $10 on the internet, we'll do it for you. And I am one of Lizzie's older brothers. Told myself I wasn't gonna have to do this. It's okay. At an early age, my father reinforced that I was to always look out for Lizzie and protect her. I'll admit it wasn't easy for her. This poor girl had me for grammar school, high school, and yes, even college. Being a varsity wrestler and playing college football, I never really kind of had to flex what would happen if somebody crossed the line. It was kind of just, it was understood and it was enough. But I always liked to give her space. I never intended to be overprotective. And I always tried to let her make her own decisions. Basically because I know my sister has a good head on her shoulders and she makes good choices in life. And I was always there if she needed me. But don't let this 5'4" frame fool you, okay? This girl could hold her own from an early age. If you don't believe me at the reception later, come by, I'll show you the chipped bottom tooth, and I'll give you the full story there, okay? Trust me, she's tough. But she's always got me if she needs help. The whole thing is this, all jokes aside, it has been amazing to see Lizzie grow up into the intelligent, strong, funny, and beautiful woman that she is here today. I met Eric a few years back, and I knew from the get-go that they had something real. I saw the way they looked at each other and the way that they laughed with each other. From that point on, I knew it was only a matter of time. During that time, I got to hang out with Eric during family functions, being in fantasy football leagues together, playing video games. He even got me to listen to him and his friend's podcast, which I will admit, it's pretty dumb, but I enjoy it, okay? I do, especially on a long day home from work, on a long commute down 290. For any of you that are around the area, you know what I'm talking about. But more importantly, I saw the effort Eric put into my sister. Taking her on vacations, making her laugh, making her smile, and seeing the wonderful home that these two bought together and made themselves. Well, they didn't make it, but you know what I mean. One day, I got a call from Eric, and my first thought is everything all right? And he said yes, but he had a question for me. And I said I had an answer for him. He asked me for my permission to ask Elizabeth to marry him. I was speechless because I never would have thought anybody would ask me my permission when it came to Lizzie in that regard. Of course, I thanked Eric, and I really appreciated the thought and said, of course you can. You have my blessing, but I'm not the one you should be asking. And he said, I know. He goes, I'm going to ask your dad too, but because of how important you are to Lizzie, I want your blessing too. I said, you have it, and good luck. I knew what the answer was going to be. I knew he was the one. Elizabeth and Eric asked me to marry them with a gift, an engraved bottle of Gentleman's Jack from the distillery in Tennessee. My sister really does know me. I agreed to marry them not because of the booze, although that helped, but because I believe in the love that these two share is real. The commitment that these two have for each other can't be faked in a sappy social media post. It's evident in the look in their eyes today as they look at each other right now, if you don't believe me. Elizabeth and Eric, it's my honor and privilege to marry you two today. And I chose, and I just want you both to remember two things from today, okay? First, I want you guys to remember the vows that you guys chosen to say to each other, not only today, but in the good times and the bad times over the course of your lives. Second, if I stumble, which I've done already, and I'm not promising I'm going to do my best to get through this, but just remember it's my first wedding, so cut me a little slack, okay? And lastly, the most important thing is, I love you guys both, and I'm always there for you if you guys need something. Always. Okay? You guys ready? All right. So, on to the vows. Eric, it is time for you to commit yourself to Elizabeth through the vows you have pledged to live by. Please repeat the vow after me. I, Eric, take you, Elizabeth, to be my wife. I promise to encourage and inspire you, to laugh with you in times of joy, and to comfort you in times of sorrow. I promise to love you in good times and in bad, when life seems easy and when it seems hard, when our life is simple and when it is an effort, and I promise to cherish you all the days of our life. Elizabeth, it is time for you to commit yourself to Eric through the vows you have pledged to live by. Please repeat the vow after me. I, Elizabeth, take you, Eric, to be my husband. I promise to encourage you and inspire you, to live with you in times of joy, and to comfort you in times of sorrow. I promise to love you in good times and in bad, when life seems easy and when it seems hard, when our love is simple and when it is an effort. And I promise to cherish you all the days of our life. And now we're going to move on to the rings. Thanks, bro. All right. Eric and Elizabeth have chosen to exchange rings with each other as a symbol of their love. Eric, place the ring on Elizabeth's finger and repeat after me. Elizabeth, I give you this ring as a symbol of my love, with the promise to love you today, tomorrow, always and forever. Now, Elizabeth, place this ring on Eric's finger and repeat after me. Eric, I give you this ring as a symbol of my love, with the promise to love you today, tomorrow, always and forever. Everybody, it is my honor to present to you for the very first time, Mr. and Mrs. Dumlau. You may now kiss the bride. So everybody, excuse me, everybody. Everybody, excuse me for 1 minute, okay? On behalf of the bride and groom, they would love all of you to please proceed outside to enjoy a cocktail hour while we clear out the chairs and get this party started, okay? And please be mindful of the candles as you're walking out.
Up first, we have Krista and Jason. Give it up for Krista and Jason. Next, please welcome Molly and Matt. Give it up for Julia and Nick. And now please welcome Carmen, Diego, and Kelsey. And now, last but most definitely not least, everybody on your feet, please make some noise for the newlyweds, Eric and Elizabeth. And now dancing together for the first time as newlyweds, please welcome to the floor Eric and Elizabeth.
Church got maybe 300,000. You only get so much until it's gone. Duracells in the main light. Need to drop on 45. You know the kind of things that only last so long. When the mood is off and they get to get low. Sooner or later, time's gonna take its toll. They say nothing lasts forever, but they ain't saying us together. Oh, my dance is in your eyes. Just a taste of we're gonna wake up and do it again. The things that I can look at my whole life. Oh, love and lasting thoughts. Maybe some things last forever after all.
One more time, please.
How's everybody doing? We're going to start for the evening. I just wanted to obviously hope everyone's had a good start to 2022. Pretty set the stage. It's been a little bit of a chaotic start to the year, but hopefully you guys are able to decompress a bit and spend some time with loved ones and family. But you know, looking around the room, I definitely have to say, everyone looks fantastic. You look all right. Lizzo, simply stunning, and I definitely have to say I think you made an outstanding choice for a first husband. But for those who don't know, my name's Diego, and I'm obviously the best man. Thank you. As the best man, it's my responsibility to tell you the truth about Eric. He's a gentleman, you know, an intellect, hardworking guy, great golfer. Actually, to be honest, he's really none of these things. But I'm sure he shares a couple other good qualities. Otherwise, he wouldn't have ended up with a lovely list. But, you know, another thing I've been told as well is, as the best man, I wouldn't get away with just a couple thank yous or a quick toast. I'm supposed to sing the group's praises and talk about all those good qualities. Well, fortunately or unfortunately for everyone here, I definitely cannot sing, so thank God. But I'll definitely tell you the truth about Eric. And I've actually known Eric for almost 2 decades now, so I met him actually 18 years ago. So he moved into our neighborhood from Westmont, I believe. And I vividly remember our first meeting because what we did is he came over to a friend's house and we played some basketball. I chose to guard Eric that day, and throughout the whole evening, he managed to completely embarrass me in front of all of our friends. But Since then, we've been best friends, so they all look back. But after college, actually, Eric and I, we decided to move from Illinois to Ohio. So working in sales at the time and pursuing a career in sales management, worked 6 days a week, 11 to 12 hours a day, and really didn't have a social life. And to be honest, obviously we weren't too successful when we did, but at that point I truly felt that I kind of understood where it was. But spending all day at work and then living with him for a couple of years, I really got to know obviously the values and everything that he stood for as a man, as a friend. And over those 18 years, so almost 2 decades, I'm sure you guys could also imagine that I've shared some good qualities or shared some good memories and had some good experiences with Eric. Eric from the time when we were in high school and we had absolutely nothing to do, so we jumped into my gold 1997 Ford Taurus, drove around Downers Road for no reason and listened to some pretty questionable rap music, which we still do today, actually. So, our last trip in Charleston for your bachelor party, as I'm sure most of you guys here have had a pleasure, if you spend some time with Eric, it's very difficult not to have a good time. But Eric is a person, that's kind of the whole thing. I can look at each and every one of you, and he's one of the best men that I know. He's extremely dependable. And, we sometimes joke and poke some fun at Eric, but we say he's a little bit conservative at times. But to be truthful, there's no one else you'd want to have in your corner than this guy standing right next to me. And, another duty as well as the best man, so we had to plan a bachelor party, and we would go, back and forth as far as where the destination was going to be and a rough itinerary of what we were going to do. Finally settled on Charleston, and in our one-off conversations, he would just say, Diego, listen, I don't care where we're going. All I care about is for those who go, they just have to have a good time. And the one time when you could be completely selfish because it's your only bachelor party, he chose not to. And I really got to show that this guy has a heart of gold, and he's one of the few true selfless people that I know. But, today's not just about Eric, right? It's about Eric and Liz and their union, the journey they're going to take here moving forward. And for me, I got to meet Liz back in 2016. I moved back from Ohio to Illinois. And it took a while for me to get to know Liz. Not because who she is, she's an absolutely lovely person, but I think secretly Eric was kind of vetting each and every one of his friends to see if we were ready to get to know her. I think we passed, and I'm glad, obviously, we got to meet you. And, off the bat, it just kind of made sense. These two were truly meant to be with each other. They have such varying personalities. They're both extremely caring, obviously hardworking, determined, but they share this amazing dry humor, which is But guys, it is January 8th, so if you guys follow them on social media, I don't know if you guys do or not, on Instagram over the past couple of years, they have this post to ring in the new year where Eric kind of sits down, he's holding a bottle of Cree champagne, and Liz is hovering above him. They're both throwing up some pretty questionable hand gestures. I still have no idea what they are, maybe let me know. But as long as you guys maintain that humor, it'll obviously help you guys out, and I'll make sure to hold you guys accountable as close moving forward. But for one thing that these guys, I've been knowing them and seeing them quite often, I truly never see them bicker, in relationships. Obviously ups and downs, and those downs can sometimes translate into, gatherings with loved ones or friends, and these two truly keep their private life private, and that's also pretty amazing. So, as far as kind of, in finishing up, I just want to offer a couple of things of advice. It's kind of traditional to, say some things or hopes, I guess, moving forward. But, may you guys obviously always love each other. May you guys always smile, have each other's back. But most importantly, don't go to bed angry at each other. Because Eric, I'm sure you've heard, and people in the audience probably help me out, but happy wife, happy. But it's a true honor, guys. I've been standing by you guys all day. It's been amazing. I can't wait to share, obviously, more memories moving forward as well. So, in closing, just everyone, if they could please raise your glass for a toast. Cheers, Eric and Liz. Thank you.
Mrs. Dunlop. My name is Chelsea. I'm the matron of honor. On behalf of the lovely couple, I want to thank everyone for being here tonight to help celebrate this memorable day. I am definitely not jealous of Lizzie's timing of getting married during the COVID era. Lizzie and Eric have navigated the wedding planning like champs though. They make such an excellent team, and I could not be happier that she found such an amazing guy to share the rest of her life with. I've known Lizzie since we were in kindergarten, and we've been friends since about the 2nd grade. When we initially met, Lizzie expected me to refer to her as the Princess of Coleman. Even as a 5-year-old, I saw that as a red flag. Gave her a couple years to mellow out, and our friendship started to grow. Later on, I learned it wasn't really her fault, considering she was the youngest female of 6 siblings. This story seems comical now, because Lizzie is one of the most considerate humans I've ever met, always thinking about other people's perspectives and feelings before herself. And in high school, she was even voted best personality by our senior class. That being said, Lizzie is by far my friend with the busiest social calendar. And it's not because she's one of those flashy people who knows a guy everywhere she goes. She has so many genuine friends because she just has this amazing energy, is such a good-natured person with the best sense of humor. I am truly honored to be standing next to her today, along with the maid of honor, Carmen, who would also like to share a few words about our favorite couple. First, please raise your glass to the new Mr. and Mrs. Dunlop. Lizzie and Eric, you made it. I wish you every happiness and I'm so excited for you guys. Kind, compassionate, generous. That's enough about me. Good evening, family and friends. My name is Carmen McCullum, and Elizabeth Dunlop is my best friend in the entire world. We only went to school together for 1 year. In 6th grade, I invited her to my house for a sleepover to test the waters to see if we'd be a good match for friendship. When I woke up, she was staring at me with those beautiful brown eyes and said, "Hey, ugly," and I barely knew her. And from that moment, I knew that we would be great friends because her weird was my weird, and I feel like I knew somebody who I could truly be myself around. When I graduated high school and I left for the Air Force, I was worried about our connection fading. She has visited every single city I have lived in, ever, multiple times. What I love most about Liz is how much she values friendship. It's been 10 years since I've left home, and I've never gone a year without seeing you. And I love that. And that is a rarity and a true blessing. I'm so incredibly happy for you and Eric. If anyone knows Liz, they know how embarrassed she gets at everything. One of the first times I met Eric, we stopped at their new place in Lincoln Park. Before heading to dinner, we grabbed a drink at their place. Liz immediately, I don't know if you guys remember this story, but it is so vivid in my mind, and Lizzie shattered a glass as soon as we got there, and one of your initial response wasn't to say party foul or have another one, Liz. It was just concern with how she felt, and you knew she'd be embarrassed, and he's like, "Don't worry about it, I'll clean it up, it's not a big deal." Overly concerned. And it might seem insignificant, but the way he looked at her and the way he was so concerned about her made me feel so comforted. I love you so much. And knowing that you're with somebody who is simply kind and is caring, as Eric is, brings me peace. If everyone could raise their glass I'd like to make a toast to the new Mr. and Mrs. Dunlao, the hippest couple I know, and to the greatest and oldest friend, the Princess of Pullman. Congratulations.
When it's not always raining, every day. When there's no one to play, everything falls into place like the flip of a switch. Well, my mama told me every day is like this. When you don't need to worry, every day is like this. When no one's in a hurry, every day is like this. When you don't get betrayed by that old Judas kiss. Oh, my mama told me every day is like this. When you don't need an answer, every day is like this. When you don't need a chance, every day is like this. When all the parts of the puzzle start to look like they fit, then I must remember every day is like this.
Give it up for Eric and Mary. Now, please welcome Liz and Robert to the floor.